Good morning, chat. Hope y'all are doing awesome. Today, what are we doing today? Let's see. Today, we will be getting started on Slime Boss. Because an idea came to me for what to do with the slimes and having interaction with a boss monster ages ago. And now I want to do that. But first, boop boop. Okay, that's set. And weeklies, because it's Monday. Also, guys, don't know if anyone has noticed, it's almost Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Speaking of which, that means if I'm gonna go do any shopping, I gotta do it now. Because tomorrow and the next day, I'll be out of options. Yeah, so yes, the main stuff I'll be doing today on stream is getting a model and rendering. Easy enough. Oh, we've also got double ley lines. Not exactly what I want. That's fine. Yes. Wings do look really good on her. And obviously they should. They were basically designed to go on her. It is wild that this is a character that basically converts phlogiston into damage. I'm fine. Ouch. Okay, 1, 2, and... Alright. And we can do 3 weekly bosses real quick. Go ahead and do one of the real easy ones. And let's see, in about a week we're getting, what, 1 or 2 more weekly bosses. Like, this number is getting out of control. Be real. Whoa, excuse you. Hey, Catalyst. Nice. Actually, let's double check how I'm doing on billets, because if there's enough, I won't be farming all the weekly bosses anymore. Let's see. 10 spears. Nice. Swords. 1, 2, 3. 9. And I do have the wiggle room from these guys. I've got 2 wild cards, basically. Play more. What? Why are... Okay, I guess I'm still missing a bunch, so never mind. I thought I was much closer than that. See, let's just do quick bosses and then get to finding our boss monster. I'm still so sad about Shenhe. I want to get her to C6, but it's just not happening. Like, hasn't been on a banner in like 2 years, and the way they decide to bring her back makes me think that she is their most hated character. Except for maybe Xinyan. Jinyon's probably the only one that they neglect more. But it's close, guys, like, between the two of them. And Shinyon's a 4-star. Okay, and go this way. Sure, you can use this team. Guess I'll let that be on. And not much of a flight with that in Mondstadt. Not much distance out of that either.
Are you running away?
Let's go, Andreas. Time for your weekly checkup.
Emerge.
Target acquired.
Right now. Right here. Emerge. Right now. Right here.
A good amount of damage. This team's never gonna pull off killing him before final phase, but this is definitely the coziest takedown. Nope. All right. Super friends, let's go. Daily's done. Stuff claimed. Anything else I'm missing? Nope. I still find it wild that this event only had enough requirements for me to almost start understanding how to play it. Like, I don't really understand how this game mode works. There was no sort of build up, no strategy, really. And I finally started to get a hint of how this mode worked at the end of my second run of it. But we're done. All right. I get the feeling that Genshin's gonna have to figure out new ways of handling certain content like that event. Because I see no reason that event couldn't have gone up to, like, I don't know, have it run for like a week and a half or 2 weeks and have it go up to 10,000 points. That would at least have been 5 runs, right? Pack in some more rewards. Because the rotation on a lot of these events is getting... I think the word is tedious. Anyway. What was this one? Ah, the one I'm using. That is not my boss monster. Also, while I'm thinking about it on this tab, guys, go check out my Ko-fi page. Help support the channel. And use my dev tools. Character. Who liked this one? But I don't love the fact that this is going to be yet another set of licensing I've got to document. There was another slime I liked, though. I think it was over on Fab. Well, not there. Where were you? Not here. What the heck? Should have saved it. And that doesn't actually work, does it? What is this? Oh yeah, no. There. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Right here. How many have I got? 50 isn't bad. We can just search that. Oh, that's lackluster. Seriously? Well, my results per page is getting cleared. Unless it's just because of how many results are here. Shoot. There was an asset that was a collection of slime enemies with 3 colors that had like 3 evolution stages for the slimes. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I'm not really finding much here. Were you? No. Definitely. I kind of have an idea of what it looked like in my head. And the biggest version was kind of like a golem looking dude. Maybe it was on Itch.io. Maybe. Fine. Oh no, I want to do tag search, that's right. Hey there, Cryoman. How's it going? I'm never finding it this way. That's not right. Where did I find that stupid thing? Tomorrow's Christmas. Unless you're in like Japan right now, I don't think that's true. You celebrate Christmas on the 24th? What? That's the eve of Christmas. It's the day where all children beg their parents to let them open one gift early. Let's just try our luck with Google. Slime monster 3D model. Well, this does not look promising. Where? There it is. It was on CG Trader? For realsies? For us, both the 24th and 25th are Christmas days. The main thing of opening the presents is the evening of the 24th. I've known some families in the US that do that as well. And part of that is, of course, like, our Christmas traditions are gonna vary dramatically from family to family because the traditions originate from everywhere. Okay, let's see this collection of animations. What? I like that guy. Don't know that I care for attack 2, but alright. There's something there. Alright. Attack 2 is crazy. Pretty much. Though I could do something with it. Something along the lines of, like, I don't know. I could slow down the rotation and then have it be like a spray attack that goes out, you know, to the level edge. So he's like losing slime that he flings around? Probably not. Okay. Let's see what CG Traders got for me. Animated. Because if I'm gonna... How the heck is that adult content? Hold on, chat. I need to know what the heck is going on here. Because I'm like 90% sure that is not adult content. But it disappeared. How did it disappear? Oh, there it is. Yes, I'm an adult. Huh. Oh. Now I understand. Yep. That's some adult content right there. I guess. Alright. Moving on. Moving on, chat. The thing that was blurred that I did not read the name of, and we're not going back to. And you people on YouTube, if you're watching this later, guard your children. I don't know what vocabulary your kids have access to at this point. Stream is not intended for children, so, you know, harsh language is definitely a possibility. What else we got? Not much. I basically have just the two choices. So I got this guy, and I got these guys. Do you have a video of your animation? No. But got 2 attacks. That's it. I think this is probably the one to go with. I'm just shocked there was nothing over on Game Dev Market for this. Or Fab. Like, that's wild. What's another name for the thing I'm looking for? Oh, hold on. Depending on how it's stylized, a water elemental could also work. How? Those are the same thing. Yeah, so like this guy colored green could absolutely work for what I'm trying to do. No, get the ads out of here. Gross. Okay, that's gorgeous idle animation. Movement. Love it. There's not a lot there. How do I add a delay? Use a timer. I think I have that implemented. Yep. So what I do is whenever the player takes a hit, I start up this timer. It lasts for 1 second. And during that time, they cannot be damaged again. And I literally just have a check here for trying to be damaged, where I say, hey, if the timer is not stopped, don't do anything. Just keep in mind, you will also have to do something like, when the timer ends, recheck to see if you need to damage the player. So those are kind of nice. I feel like I can find better. Well, not right. Probably just elemental. I don't know how they're going to be listed. Was like dark elemental? Yeah, that's when. Like, I'll just Google? What do you mean, what now? You asked how to make a delay, and I just explained how to make a delay. You gotta ask more questions if you want more answers. As much as I have attempted to become psychic, I have not succeeded. But too slow to actually get what's going on and how timers work. I'll look at it. I mean, it's a timer, right? It's a timer like in any script. Any language. You set how long you want it to go, you set whether or not you want it to repeat, and then you make it start. But I have no clue about times in any language. Timers in any language? Okay, well, yeah, that's definitely a point to Google. You got specific questions about it. I can certainly delve into that, but, like, I am certainly not the channel to get a full, like, in-depth tutorial of every single feature of Godot. Could these guys work? Maybe. Take a look at them. I do like the idea of using Enhanced Studios stuff again. Their stuff is pretty fantastic. So, do I want to turn one shot on and restart the timer and script? Depends on what you want to do, right? Do you want it to run once, or do you want it to automatically repeat every so many seconds? All depends on what you're trying to do. for invincibility, so the timer should only start when the player gets damaged. There you go. Why is there so much stuff flagged as mature on here? Also, why is that so expensive? Hold on, chat. I want to know what the heck this is. What is happening? Just a second, chat. That's a ton of money. Oh, I have to be logged in to see what it is anyway. Those guys don't really work. Oh, these are 2D assets. Never mind. These don't really work for me either. These aren't... I don't know that I'd call these elementals. These are almost like revenants. Those guys are almost genies. Better. Pricing though. Well, that's frustrating. What's another creature that would look kind of like what I'm going for? Maybe something like a mud golem? Let's try golems. Most of these are not going to be used, but some of them might be worth a try. Like this one is allegedly a golem, but that don't look like no golem. Also, there's no way this is animated. Wait. First off, pass doesn't do anything. Like, pass literally does nothing. It's only there to make empty code blocks happy. I'm assuming you want something like return or break or something like that. I mean, let me just take your code and show you, like, it as it's written there, it's nonsensical. Like, just, part of this is just reading your code, right? So first off, it's a single line, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out what's what here. Put the if there, elif, so I'm guessing this is what you have. Which makes more sense. Okay, so what's not working? Because, like, I read through this, okay. Whenever I want the player to take damage, I call this function with some number. Right? If I'm currently in iframes, don't do anything. Doesn't give invincibility. I mean, like, there's got to be something else messing up in your code elsewhere then. Because assuming you have one shot set, you're not auto starting, you have some wait time, and assuming this name is correct, we come in here. I would probably have put this as a return, but should be the same thing. And so that can just be simplified to this. So if iframes is currently running, don't do anything, else start up iframes and do damage. So what are you expecting to happen when you say give invincibility? What are you expecting the behavior to be? Like, that's one of the basic steps in developing anything, is list out what you expect to happen. Well, to not take damage while the timer is active. You won't. But I do. But you don't. I assure you that if this is the only code that damages the player, then this works. However, if you are changing health somewhere else in the code, then this is irrelevant. So look for everywhere that health shows up in your code. If this is the only place that it gets subtracted, then this will work. And, you know, increase your wait time to something like 10 seconds so that it's really obvious what's happening, right? And also, put some prints. What's your wait time? They'll just keep running, taking health from me. I can assure you, you have to be conveying something incorrectly. First off, do you have any errors popping up? And second, just put some printing, right? Like here, print. I'm invincible. Print. Ouch. Print. This guy is stuck. Well, there's your problem. You never actually called your function. If you don't call the function, it doesn't do anything. Oops. Yep. There you go. And here's the thing. If you had printed this out like this, what would happen is when it prints this out, it would have printed something like function or callable instead of telling you true or false, right? So whenever you're not understanding why your code isn't working, just start printing everything out that you can, and it'll tell you the problem very quickly. There we go. Back to shopping. I do need to limit to animated stuff. Yeah, these aren't really what I'm looking for. Good job. Congratulations. This guy might be. I'll consider him. Yes, using a Sprite 2D with a animation player, to my understanding, is the better approach. Depending on who you ask, you'll get different answers, though. I am not going to pretend to be an authority on that specific decision. But a thing to consider: animated sprite 2D, what can it do, right? You can play animations, right? And what kind of stuff can you put in those animations? Question. So let's actually just take some time to see what this is. Yeah, I tried that. It was jittering between two animations using frames it doesn't have access. How do you set up your animation? We're using an animated sprite 2D, or we're using a sprite 2D with an animation player? You gotta give me more than just, it doesn't work. First, I used a Sprite 2D with an animation player. That did the jittering and stuff. Right now I use a Sprite 2D and it works. Alright. I don't even know how to set this thing up. Also, does this thing let you, like, resize your asset? Or change the color? Because the way Animation Player works is it just lets you change values anywhere, right? And I also don't know what you mean by jittering, right? Like, we look at my character here. Did you set up all of your keyframes? Did you... How did you try to animate it? Question. Yeah, you could use an animation player with the animated Sprite 2D as well, by the way. But I think you'll be better off using animation player. Just you have access to more stuff. And like, animation player is something you should learn how to use. And you said it was showing frames it doesn't have access to. Well, that is literally impossible, right? Like, when you set up your sprite, it's a texture. So it can only display things that are in that texture. So whatever you did, you gave it access to that. Like, it's the frames you saw are part of the texture. Ow. "15 pages. Alright, that's a lot. What property do I want to change for a by frame animation? Frame coordinates. generally speaking. Yep. You could use frames to the frame here, but that's going to be way trickier to use. Because the way frame works is when you look at your texture, let me pull one up as an example. So let me just draw on here and show you. So if I'm saying, okay, I want to do frame by frame, what happens is here's my 0, and as I go up, I go this way, right? And so I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when I get to 8, it gets here. 9, 10, 11, 12, so forth. That explains half the problems. What other problems you got, buddy? Ryan Gosling. Something tells me I'm not putting him in my game. Yeah, and relevance has gone down the tube at this point in this search. Maybe it fix the animations always switching every frame too. Well, how long did you set the animation to take? That's the first question. Like, when you're looking at your animation player down here, how much time has this, like, gray section? Because that's configured here. Two seconds. Okay. Are you using discrete for your frame progression? Oh, there you go. Because guess what? You try to go continuously, the engine's going to try and like round off those integers as it if you do continuous, it's saying, okay, I've got a float that I'm scaling through these numbers, and since you're trying to produce a int, it's like, oh, well then let me round that off. Except it truncates, so you'll end up with like one frame that displays for a split second, and then the rest of the animation plays. Yeah, I don't think that guy'll work. I'm not loving any of these. I thought the time was the number above the picture. Nope. Well, yes. Yeah, no, that is what that is. So what do you mean that you thought it was? Because it is. Got to set the time to 2 in the bottom left. Bottom left. Do you mean top right? Because if you mean top right, then I know what you're talking about. If by bottom left you mean this? No? I don't remember what this field is. Yeah, this is just the current animation position. So that's not going to do anything for you. No, in that case, I'm not stupid, and it was broken for some other reason. Okay. But, let's see, how long have we been going for? Yeah, I'm white today, so I think we'll do a short break. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was last night, but I just like couldn't sleep. And it wasn't like I was distracted, it wasn't like I wasn't tired, it was just like my body just said, nah, we're just not sleeping tonight. Don't really understand why you do this, buddy. You can't leave me alone? I mean, I'll be here for at least another hour and 40 minutes. Because I always promise you guys 3 hours a day minimum. On the days that I work, that is. What are we doing? I think I'm supposed to be locating the blacksmith, right? Right. I have food now, bye-bye. Wow. He's just out. Oh, right. This was the last thing we were looking at that I did not want to try and figure out. Okay, so I need to create a spell that fires 3 projectiles. Did the hint say I needed bounce? Move left, right, inverse at once. Let's see, so it's gonna be a series of active spells, we know that. So for this spell, hold on, let's go ahead and make our others. Okay, so this one's gonna move forward. And at the same time as I cast it, also cast this. That's it for that spell. This guy, he needs to move. I want it to launch going to the right, then have it curve to the left. And I also need an at once on here. I need this. I need it to start out facing left, curve right. Well, it's close. Why is that not? I feel like that should have worked. Huh. Move left, right, inverse. Okay, so what does inverse do? Huh? Hold on. Let's get rid of the at once for now. I can just see what this spell does. Okay. So it starts off going to the right, but then it curves to the right. Do something like this. Still not hitting. Okay. What can I do? Okay, I feel like that should be hitting that. Oh. What? Okay, which means all I need to do now is invert this one. Why isn't that hitting? Like, that's very clearly going right through that torque. Bruh. Try again on this one. That goes too high. If I put in here, too low. I just put size. Okay, switch should not be going down. What? Okay, what if I put time on them? What happened? Well, that's definitely wrong. Mastery bounce, duplicate. That's not helpful. Yeah, the duplicator's doing nothing for me. Size is also doing nothing for me. Homing should do nothing. Yeah. How am I supposed to hit it? I don't understand. Okay, so there's a specific spot that I can actually hit it. Right? This is awful. That's going right through that torch. That's garbage. Okay, maybe that's the trick. Excuse you. Okay. I think I'm in the right spot. Throw size onto this. Kind of getting there. Oh, thank goodness. When in doubt, spam. Increases spells casting. Ooh. How much does it increase the cost is the question. That. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that's money. Blacksmith. Oh yeah, this spot. Not useful to me. Pardon? All right. Not really playing that one out, but thank you, Swift. Anything of note in here now? No. Hello, blacksmith. Well, here's your materials. Huzzah! You do anything else? Yeah. Hello. Soul Scepter, you just had that. Consume soul beads with spellcast, but increases spell damage. Maybe later. Ancient Scepter. Ow. Probably not worth it. So, what else am I missing here? Woohoo! Oh, I remember this room. Where I learned that I can make a shield that repels things. Or attracts things. What could I be missing at this point? Got that spot up there on the cliff. I could have done that this whole time. Oh man, sometimes guys, I am real dumb. The edge of the map. Welcome back, Cryoman. Oh, can't walk the... Oh! There's a thing there. How do I get to the thing? That's not right. Oh, seriously, how do I reach that? Since that's gotta be the last thing I'm missing. That's not... The size do? Seemingly nothing. All right. Well, there we go. Is that the last thing? Huzzah! There's Haven, there's Winding Glade. Highland. Pretty sure for the Highlands thing I need teleport. Pretty sure. I think I'll just take a couple minutes. We'll check out Haven and maybe find something cool. But Swift is ridiculously good, dude. Oh, so nice. Okay, can you guys please let me up? Thank you. Oh, so I can just overload those guys with fireballs now. Ooh. So it's kind of interesting that now that I have Swift, I can directly rapidly cast, but using things like Impact, I've been able to create rapid casting spells this whole time. Just now, I can stop casting, right? Whereas before, one cast and then it's gonna drain a whole bunch of mana. I think I want the help. Yeah, can't do that yet. That does nothing. I could try... You know what? Sure. I'm not getting to rendering today anyway. Chill stream, and it's like the day before Christmas Eve, guys. Nope. Do not tell me the rules. Sure, I'll pay. Let's go. Gotta beat his record of 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Not doing great. Stupid animation tree is playing two animations at the same time. Did you tell it to do that? Because I'm guessing you did, even if unintentionally. Why would I want it to play two animations at the same time? Don't know how to not make it do that. Well, I don't know why you'd want to. I'm just saying you told it to. Okay, 1/3 done. Going at a good pace. Oh, that spell. Good stuff. Pull me up, pull me up. Get me out of here. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, I need that healing. Oh, I need that healing. Much better. Other question. Give me just a second. Other question. When traveling to an animation and using the travel, I have never heard of the travel function. Whenever I need to play an animation, I use play. So I have no idea what travel even does. Okay, 5 more waves. Oh, this one. Okay. Have it. Bot? No, 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 that's totally a real person. Yeah, get up, please. Okay, this is garbage. Garbage. Okay, 3 minutes for 3 waves. I can do that, right? Ooh, I'm in a bad spot. A lot of chain lightning, though. Okay, I need this guy gone. Oh my goodness. Mana, come back! Oof. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, dark, bad, dark, bad. Dude, I don't know what to do here. Okay, so that did not work. What kind of wacky spell did I make here? Duplicate. So 3 projectiles, moves. On impact, cast itself, homing, burning. Let's get rid of the burning. And I think this spell can carry me through the whole thing. Yeah, because that is so much cheaper, dude. I do wish I had more mana to work with, though. Animation player dot play left. You have an animation that is named left. Because that's a very strange name for an animation, but I have an animation called left, but other thing, do you even have an animation tree? I don't have animation trees. I don't know what they are. Okay, I need mana. Alright, healing up. We're good. Okay, group up all the gargoyles. Perfect. Okay, you're done and done. And I come back. Perfect. Worth it. So worth. Oh yeah. Nice. So 3 minutes to do whatever's left. Shut up, move, 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 move. Please move. Oh heavens. Okay, so 1 wave left. I've got 2 minutes to do it, basically. Oh. Or that was the end. What do I get now? Ooh. Significantly increases mana regeneration. How significant we talking? I think that might be double. I'll take it. I have an animation called left, but other thing, G freeze, because I don't know how to flip animations. Just when you say flip animations, do you just mean flip it horizontally? Because that is almost trivial. Hold up. On this, you just set H flip to true. Remember, the animation player, all it does is set values. And those values don't have to be related to the image being displayed, right? They could be things like the sprite's position. You could change with an animation player. You probably shouldn't change a sprite's position with animation player, but you can. Similarly, just set H flip as your first frame of that animation. Be on sprite H flip or flip H. So like I'm looking here, I want to set this, just hit this key, and it'll add a new track for me to set H flip or flip H. Yep. So who am I buying? Don't I still need two animations, one for left and one for right? Yes. Of course. Unless you want to control the H flip in code, and then you could have something like a walk animation that you then just, you're always walking, right, if you're moving, and then just set the H flip based on which direction. Well, because left is a weird name, that's why I asked. Like, walk left makes sense to me. Walk right makes sense to me. But left, animations are typically actions being performed, right? So, like, my animations for my novice are alternative attack, death, idle, walk. And I have 8 directions for each of those. And that's why it just sounds very odd to have one called left specifically. Or I shouldn't even say specifically. one that is so vaguely named left. Can make sub animations. Are you inventing a word there? I feel like you're inventing a word, and I don't know what your word means. Okay. Also, I want to know what this travel function was. Oh, travel is how you handle animation trees with this guy. Yeah, I know almost, I shouldn't even say almost, I know nothing about animation trees. Support for blending those animations by animation player is fixed crossfade. Hey, make a moonwalk. Common way to use animation tree is in a 3D supporting your scene. From a 3D exchange format, they will usually come with animations. For the Godot scene will continue. Place the animation tree node in your recorded one. Afterwards, point the animation tree player that was created. So, are animation trees even used in 2D scenes? A node used for advanced animation transition in an Oh, that's for transitioning between animations, which in 2D you don't really do. So like, for a 3D model, if I want to go from like an idle animation to a running animation, I need some sort of transition to get me there smoothly. I don't just want to snap into that new position. But in 2D, we don't have that. Found some tutorial that used it? Alright. Sure. I will preview it before I show it on stream, of course. an animate tree to create an animation state machine. It will allow us to organize our animation, currently control the transition. Huh. Okay, so when it says transitions here, it does not mean like you're actually creating keyframes to transition between model positions. It's talking about just traveling to a different state. Okay. I felt comfortable just making my own state machine. Plus, I don't know if the state machine would play nice with doing the whole 8-directional thing like I am. Like for left and right only characters, it doesn't. Until I actually use it, I don't know that I'm going to trust that statement. Because state machines are very powerful and very useful, right? I would be curious to see what the expected yeah, I don't know. I'm going to guess you probably set up your state machine wrong then. Because the state machine is just a tool, right? And you get out of it what you put into it. So if you put garbage setup in, then you're going to get garbage results out. And that's kind of just how programming works, right? Anywho. So I don't think this one's gonna work. I think the art style is off for what I'm trying to do. When making your player walk, you check for the vector 2D of the player. So the thing you just said doesn't make sense. One, player is not a thing in Godot. You're gonna have to tell me what the thing is that you're talking about in terms of like Godot nodes and objects. And vector 2D is a data type. So there is no such thing as an object that has a data type, right? It can have properties, and those can have types. When you make your character body 2D animated, check for its current vector 2D to correctly assign currently playing animation. Again, character body 2D does not have a vector 2D. Vector 2D is a data type. So again, what vector are you talking about? What you just asked me was the equivalent of saying, when you have a bushel of apples, how do you use its integer? Huh? I don't know what they're saying. Now, for that bushel of apples, you could have asked me instead, how do you use the quantity integer? Right? Okay, well, quantity is something a bushel of apples has. It's the number of apples. And so when you say vector 2D of a character body 2D, okay, are you talking about its position? Are you talking about its scale? Are you talking about its, what else does it have, actually? So, position, scale, are there any others here? Nope, that's it. But actually, this is a collision object 2D, so I also know that it happens to have a velocity vector as well. So you could be talking about that. If you've set up anything custom like gravity, you could be talking about an acceleration vector. That's the issue. You've asked me something that is, you haven't narrowed down to something you're asking about, right? I kind of like this guy, but I'd really love to know what animations he has. Since without knowing that, really hard for me to say, yes, this is a good one to use. How do people use this site? Oh, here we go. Finally. Video. Okay, third try. I have a player scene. Awesome. We've described that we're talking about a scene. Hold on, Alexis. I'm trying to teach Cryoman something here. So I'm specifically not giving him the answer here on purpose, because I want him to learn to describe what he's looking for. Okay, so you have a player scene that has a character body 2D node, an animation player node, and a sprite 2D node. Your character body 2D moves by changing its position. Hold on. Time out. Time out. So, first off, what type of node is your player scene? Because I'm guessing you have it set up like mine, where my scene, it doesn't have a character body 2D, it is a character body 2D. There you go. There you go. The root node is a character body 2D. There we go. Okay. Next. Your character body 2D moves by changing its position depending on a vector 2D. Wait. Moves by changing its position depending on a vector 2D. Okay. It can do that. First off, the question is, what vector 2D? Again, telling me a type doesn't tell me anything, because that vector 2D that you're describing there, and actually, let me just bring OBS over here so you can see how I'm reading this. So, vector 2D here, it depends on something. And as Alexis is saying, a vector 2D is just a location. It is an arrow that points from one spot to another. That's it. Right? So you could be talking, again, this could be talking about position. It's like, so position is changed based on its position. Well, yeah, that's true. You could be talking about something else, though. You want me to just send you my code? Nope. I want you to work through this and learn how to properly formulate questions to be able to extract more useful answers, because this is a very important skill. So when changing the animation of the sprite 2D by playing around or playing another animation, the animation player, do you make the animation it changes to dependent on the vector 2D the character body is using for its movement? So this is a better description. When you have the correct question, it usually answers itself. Bingo! Yeah. There's 2 points here. One, when you properly formulate a question on something like this, it very often hints at what the answer is, right? Also, in order for someone else to be able to give you a useful answer to your question, having the question properly formulated also helps a lot, right? So you have some vector 2D that you're using to change the position of your player, right? That's what we're talking about here. Okay. What vector 2D are you using for that? You're asking how I do it, and you can't answer that with your question. Well, you probably, on this question specifically, what types of vector 2D are there? So that, again, question doesn't make sense. It's not a matter of what types of vector 2D there are. It is, what are the different vectors at play here? Right? Because like I showed you here, I've got a position. I've got a scale. I've got a velocity that it doesn't show here. So the question is, when you say vector 2D, I need to know which one you're talking about, right? Because if you're asking me if I would use the vector 2D scale in order to set the animation, no, I would not. One that contains X and Y. All vector 2Ds contain X and Y because it's a data type. In fact, a vector 2D only contains X and Y. What do you mean you'll do it some other way? Hold on, no, this is important, right? Understanding what you're talking about is extremely important. Otherwise, we can't communicate properly. And like, I do know the answer to the question that you want to ask. I already do. But the point is, I need you to understand how to ask the question. So telling me that, or asking me, do you use the vector 2D? Okay, well, the thing you've asked about has 3 vector 2Ds, so I need to know which one you're asking about, right? Are you asking about the position? Are you asking about the scale? Are you asking about the velocity? You have a choice of 3, dude. You just gotta pick one. So which one are you asking me about? Oh, well, velocity. There you go. Awesome. We now have something that we're specifically talking about, right? So just so we can round off what the issue with the previous question was. Imagine you're asking your math teacher, you want to ask your math teacher how to solve a problem, but instead of asking something like, how do I solve for X, you instead just asked, when you're working on this problem, would you use addition? Well, yeah. But you might want to be a bit more specific than that. Velocity can definitely be tied to animation. Can be tied to playback speed too. Yep. But I don't think Cryomin is ready for dynamically changing playback speed. Just guessing. So the way I handle that is I look at the velocity of the character, and I play the animation based on what direction that's in. So for a vector, a velocity vector that points in the 1-0 direction, I play the right version of a given animation. Yeah, I need to look at dynamic playback speed at some point. Because, like, I'm using that sort of where based on the player's current maximum movement speed, I play the animations at a certain rate. Use it for a car engine sound. Very cool. But if you're playing my game with a controller, the control sticks can be pushed, like, let's say halfway, which will cause the player to move at half speed. I should probably have the animation, the playback speed change every physics tick if I'm being real on that one. Yeah, it would look better. Yep. And can have a minimum clamp or whatever. Maybe. That's something for down the line, though. That's not what I need right now. Man, I have been just having a lazy day today. Full screen unavailable. Garbage. I really like the stretching animation. That's adorable. But I could really use you getting to some attack animations here. Like, can we get to that? Pretty please? No, this video is gonna end before you've shown a single attack. No! What am I looking at here? Okay, those were not animations. Bro, I was ready to buy your assets here, but like, maybe this is just a still and they didn't actually animate this. Without the animation, like, I don't have the skills to make that happen. So kind of sunk. When velocity is 0, play idle animation. I do the same thing. You take the previous animation and play an idle animation for all sides or just one side. Hold on, Alexis. I'm pretty sure he's asking, are you playing all directions at the same time? And the answer to that is no. So the way Alexis and I are both handling this is whenever there is movement, we save what the latest direction was. Right? And then, if at any point we revert back to the idle state, we use that stored direction to determine which idle direction to play. Yeah, because we're making an 8-directional game, right? Could have just a front-facing idle if your art style allowed it. Yep. Please see Vampire Survivor here. It's got all of like 2 frames to animate most of its characters, from what I recall. Well, I guess I'm not buying this one. That's so lame, dude. What do you mean 404? Illegal. Okay, so one last question. I assume you don't handle animations with your player script or interactions handling. Where do you handle your animations? I do handle it in the player code. Making is literally just logic systems on logic systems, so learning to think logically is the way to go. Agree completely. Now, I have a slightly different structure to you guys. Like, I have a player scene that is basically just a container for a player character. That way I can store metadata, or let's call it account data, I can store up at the player level, and whenever I want to let the player pick a new character to play, I can just swap in that new node. Could make an animation node and then link it via signals. That sounds a little messy. I don't know that I'd want to use signals for handling animations. But, like, I've got my base character class, and in here, this is where I handle everything related to animations. Just in case you wanted to have it in a separate script for readability. So there's an easier way to do that than using signals, in my opinion. The way I would do that without using signals, it would be something like... Let me use Novice again as an example. If I wanted to handle animation code somewhere else, the way I would do it is like this. I'm going to add a new scene here. My animation handler. Let me attach a script. Now in here, I can put @export character base. Export var, sorry. Okay. Alexis, I think you're going to melt Cryoman. I think you're really gonna melt him. Like, bro has already learned a lot today. I would not try to pile more on top of it right now. Plus, we had a whole signal discussion, I think it was yesterday. And that's all archived on YouTube if you guys want to reference that. At this point, I'm wondering if Alexis is just maliciously trying to overload your brain. I'll just change my animation handling system today and maybe do some art. Fair. So what I was mentioning about handling logic like animations in a separate script without using signals, I would use this design pattern. So I've created an export called character. Now, when I'm over in my character class scene, I can bring that over here, right? And now I reference myself. This is called dependency injection. So there's some bits of this parent, let's call it parent scene. We're not talking object inheritance, by the way, when I say parent in this case. But there's some properties of this parent scene that I need access to inside this child node. So I just give it a field or property that I can populate here in the inspector. Now, if I go over into my animation handler code, I've got character dots. I've got the animation player right there. A time I personally use signals, for example, is a death signal. Fair enough. The main time I use signals is if I'm in like this child scene and I want to have something trigger outside of it on a strictly as needed basis, that's when I'll create a signal. So like, I might do something along the lines here of, if the animation that I need to play doesn't exist, emit signal error animation, right? And then up here, up here, I would connect that signal to some function that says what to do if animations break down, right? Death.emit exp gold drop. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. What happens in my game is if an enemy dies, it just drops crystals on the ground where it is. And then the player has a loot box, not to be confused with loot boxes, but it's like a hitbox for loot. And so the player class, or player characters, can literally pick up items themselves using that. Yep. Yeah, the one thing I need to build for that at some point is item magnet. Because right now you've got to like literally touch an item to pick it up. And I want to, of course, have some radius where there will be like a gravity effect into the player. But not a priority right now. Racing game. Signal to let cars start driving, for example. That is the first way I would try to implement that. Yeah, race start.emit. Yeah, and then in the world scene, you just iterate. Whenever that emits, you just iterate through all of the race cars and say, okay, you're allowed to move now. Alternatively, you can let the players move right from the get-go and then penalize them with false starts. This thing is adorable. I'm gonna have to look at that just for fun. What am I trying to do at the moment? I'm trying to find a large slime elemental style creature for my game. And I am basically failing at finding that. Are you gonna pixelate it? Indeed. That is what my Blender add-on does. And you can get access to my Blender add-on too, for just $5 a month. Yeah, so in Blender, take a 3D model, plug in some parameters, and it outputs a sprite sheet. Yeah, it's got stuff like options for adding freestyle for like cell shaded effects. It's got borders. Spreadsheet art is cool. Oh, sprite sheet? Yeah. Because by pre-rendering it as a sprite sheet, it's going to execute way more efficiently than if I used a 3D model and tried to just pixelate it. Chat TDT on Steam. What's that? Tower defense. Huh. Neato. Twitch chat becomes an integral part of the action line to closely integrate with Twitch API. Chat TDT offers an interactive tower defense experience. Very cool. So here's a question, since you've made a game like this. If I offered you a library designed for importing into Godot that provided the ability to seamlessly take in input and use input from Twitch, YouTube, etc. all at once, how much would you be willing to pay for that? Like, so you could very easily make your game support multiple platforms simultaneously. Tough question? It is, right? Because I've looked at the option of maybe making something like that and trying to sell it. But the question is, would developers actually buy it? Because I know it would be useful for me, because I simulcast, right? Because my spend would be different in the case I was searching for it. It does sound useful. And if you encountered it before you made... Oh yeah, there's a bunch of ifs. But like... And it's also worth noting, there's nothing stopping you from releasing an updated version that does support other platforms, right? So like, just you right now, if you wanted to add support in your game for YouTube, and like, I could hand you a library that just has a list of basic functions that absorbs in text from both Twitch and YouTube and feeds it to you. If you wanted to add that, or let's just ask, would you want to release a new version of your game that has that? You've moved on, so you wouldn't want to take it even if it was free? Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't really argue with that, right? Like, I understand that. You finish a project and you're like, I'm ready to move on. Yep. Now, I'd love to be able to do something like set up a game like this for chat on my channels, but I would want all you guys over on YouTube watching to be able to play. I want you guys over on Kick watching to be able to play. And obviously I want the Twitch people to be able to play. I want all that at once. And unfortunately, there's no software that does that. There's a couple games that created that implementation themselves for specifically Twitch and YouTube. Have to change the entire infrastructure on name reservation, for example? Why? I would think for something like name reservation, you would just prefix with the platform, right? Name is database. Okay. Again, as long as you prefix with the platform. So, like, if I were doing this, so whichever channel you play on. Okay, I still don't see why this would be a problem. I mean, sure, you wouldn't have someone able to use the same character. But what I mean, so I'm not just saying that it's possible, I'm saying I don't see it as even a difficult thing to implement, right? So you just would check, screw it in, plug and play. Then if someone else had my name on YouTube, right. So the change that would have to happen in your game for implementing something like that would be having the player's name and the platform. That's it. Right? So you would have YouTube Alexis and Twitch Alexis, and those are two different people as far as the game is concerned. And so I'd have to add another checkbox in database and update all current entries. Right, but all your current entries are Twitch. So, I mean, I've done this, right? Like, in enterprise level organizations, I've written scripts to do exactly what you're talking about, where we had a need to add a new field on some tables, and all existing entries we knew were going to have a specific value, in your case, Twitch. And it's like one line. Add new column, set defaults. Yeah. And as far as the database, you could, I wouldn't do this, but you could avoid having to add a checkbox. You could add something like a tag syntax into the name field. So embedding the platform name into the player names. Then in the game code also extracts the Twitch user ID, and it currently would error if that didn't come through. Yeah, but that'd be worse. I didn't say it would be better. I just said you could do it. And I specifically said I wouldn't do this. Yeah, unfortunately, you're just confirming the answer that I came up with for myself, which was, as useful as it would be to have a library like this, there's not enough simulcasting going on to have a sufficient push for it. Right? So the main draw of something like this is making it easier for games to support simulcasting. Alternatively, it would make it easier to support multiple streaming platforms, but not specifically targeting simultaneous. And people kind of understand in the current market, if you're going to try and play a game with your chat, you're playing on Twitch. It would just be for a broader market share. Exactly. And I think there probably is some sort of market there, but it would be a big gamble, right? Big gamble. So I have failed to purchase a monster today. Let me get through this list real quick. Maybe I'll find something. Oh look, Golem. Not quite. I like this guy. If I could convert him to be like a teal color instead of red and yellow, that guy could work. I should look for lava monsters, because lava is just fiery slime. Sorry, I know you're not a streamer, but like, your key market is streamers, right? Or is... yeah, for that game? Yeah. So, if I were to try and produce a library like what I've been discussing, my clientele would be people like you trying to produce games for streamers. But the market's so niche that I've lost interest in it for now. And that's exactly the conclusion I came to as well. Because, one, all of the biggest streamers don't have those kinds of games going on in the background, right? Like, the big streamers, when they want to play a game with chat, it's going to be a game like Noida. I want to make a game that's not such a small market and then come back to make a stream game and have more funding for it. Because to make money, you need to run a server and do microtransaction stuff. Pretty much for a game like that. Pretty much. Question. Your income source needs to be viewers, not streamers. I agree. The question about that: could you tie it to donations? Because like donation notifications. I haven't looked at the Twitch API at all, so it's just a question. Could you trigger game events based on donation notifications for a channel? Because if you could, you might be able to avoid having a server. Maybe. Through the cheers. Oh yeah. I still know them as bits. Then again, maybe bits are also a thing still. I'm so hip to the internet cultures. You can do an extension and then take a percentage of bits spent on the extension. Fair. Definitely would have to... okay, yeah. So... yeah, I guess I hadn't thought it through fully, like... having... trying to get a percentage of donations from your customers' channels. Yeah, that's messier. I really like this guy. But I will definitely have to consider how to work with coloring. Because these colors do not work for what I'm trying to make. 45 animation. Bro. I think we might have found our slime. It's just going to take a lot more work than I wanted to get it into the shape I want. A cute collection. I kind of like these. I'm not buying it right now, but I'm definitely going to save this for later. I see some serious potential in some of these. I'll also include animations for idle run special. Back when it. Bruh! This could be amazing. Ridiculously useful. What file types am I getting? Blend files, my favorite. Oh. And royalty. Oh, you are talking my language. They give you no broadcast that the extension has executed anything. You have to do that yourself to tie it to gameplay. Interesting. This is the most adorable little earth elemental I've ever seen, and I love him. I might have a use case for this little guy. I'm saving him. I'll put him in backups for now because I don't have like a super specific use case. But he's so stinking cute! Yeah, these guys aren't really the proportions I'm looking for, or the art style. This guy does look really good though. But I basically just have to create a palette swap for this guy. I think what I'd probably want to do is take the textures, reduce the color count, like posterize it, apply a palette swap that I'd have to make based on like my existing slime character, then render the sprite sheets off of that updated model. Then I'd probably get the look I'm going for. The other thing to consider is the scaling. That's not what. Ah! Because the question is, how big do I want this guy to be? I know I want him bigger than a lot of the stuff I've got. Probably about the size of a tree in terms of height. I think that makes sense, right? I might take it down a little bit. Maybe. I want to go for small version of a game called Archvale, but with guns. I've heard of Archvale. Save that. Huh. Okay. And one last check through all of these. I want to find any and all lava monsters, because I think I can convert them into slime monsters. And fab. Lava. Lava monster? That's like what I was looking for. Hold on. There's got to be a better way to search this. A little better. How much have we got? Okay, that's not... horrific. Bullet hell with the story? Cool. There's also a game called Blazing Beaks I really enjoy, but getting close to the level of working that interesting to be pretty hard. The game I've played that sounds like what you're describing, but I'm not going to remember the name right now. If I remember the name, I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure this asset has been ripped from something else. Looks so familiar. Okay, buddy boys. What animations you got? Well, tell me you got more than that. Maybe not. Yeah, no, he's different enough, but he really reminds me of an RTS unit. I just can't think of where it's from. Like, it kind of looks like some of the units from Age of Mythology. Or maybe something from Warcraft 3, but that is so long ago in my memory. I could maybe do something with this guy. Basically just change his texture. And magically he becomes a slime. The feet are definitely a bit rocky for being a slime, though. Okay. That's where I'm calling it, because I gotta go get grocery shopping done before the stores close up for the next few days. That's close to which one? Close to the game you're describing, actually. Like, that you want to make. But like I said, if I remember the name, I'll let you know. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Mouse. Stop running. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. And if you did, check out my Ko-fi page, link in the description. You can help support the channel. And if you do, you'll get access to dev tools I've made for you, that some of which you saw used today, or showcased today. And roles in the Discord that give you direct access to me for requesting new features and new apps. Above all, though, I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Take care, everyone.